I want to tell you a story. The story of a boy when in grade 8 he joined an alternate school. A school that encouraged him to think differently, that taught differently, that was different. About 1 month after joining this school, he was elected class prime minister. The day he was elected, he came back to his class, late with tea and fruit for his teachers, wanting a conversation, an understanding of what it means to be a servant leader. The idea that leadership isn't top-down, rather bottom-up. That no matter what, you aren't there for your own self-interests, but you are there to serve, to support your community from the bottom up. Being the naive boy that he is, he compared himself and the kind of servant leadership he wanted to do to people like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and Jesus. Now, his teachers, these people are servant leaders. Let's be clear. His teachers tried to explain that servant leadership wouldn't be easy, that it will entail much messiness, many mistakes, and a whole lot of failure. But nonetheless, he continued. Now, in case you haven't guessed already, this boy is me. And as I continued to want to be a leader in the class, I feel that I lost the idea of what servant leadership really is. That no matter what, you aren't there for your own self-interests, but you are there to serve, to support your community from the bottom up. Now, I did some pretty radical things, and they didn't just upset the students in our class, but their parents also. One morning, the grandmother of a student in our class came in, interrupting our morning check-in, expressing great concern, anger, and outrage at how her granddaughter was being treated by me and my governance committee. This sparked a class-wide conversation about what my role, what the committee's role truly was. Less than a month after this, I was voted out of power. It is from the series of mistakes that I made while I was class prime minister that turned me into the leader I am today. The mistakes of wanting to kick kids out of the class because I felt that they weren't participating, and trying to take control of the class in ways I knew I shouldn't have. Although I never finished my grade 8 year with a formal title or leadership role, I still was on the journey of becoming a servant leader. That summer, I went on to job shadow the Minister of Education, and that fall, as we went back to school, I brought in all of the federal MP candidates to encourage the people in our class that even though we may only be 16, our voices do matter, and we can get involved. Still, to this day, I have no official title or role at Vernon Community School. But being a servant leader doesn't mean that you have a fancy title or a nice office. It means you serve wholeheartedly and unconditionally to support those in your community in any way that you can. And this is what I feel is incredibly important. You need to find your potential and act on it. Find something that you're passionate about, something that lights a fire under your butt, and act on it. And participate fully in whatever that may be. Everyone is different, and everyone isn't made to be a leader, and that's the beauty of it. But you have to get involved. As a grade 11 student, I now sit on 3 executive committees and boards within my community. Each invites me to engage and represent the youth in my community. And it is from this that I see that it is time for us, as young people, to break perceptions and stereotypes that we can't get involved because we don't know, because we aren't old enough, because we don't have enough knowledge, because we aren't enough. It's quite the contrary. We do know, and we are enough. And because we are enough, it's time we get involved and have a say in our future, because we are the future. And I am excited about the future that I see, the one that is more youth-friendly, one that is more youth-nourishing, one that encourages us to get involved, to voice our opinions and concerns without shutting us down. You have to start somewhere. And somewhere is often messy and full of mistakes. But in order to learn from these mistakes the way I did, you must be willing to continually question your own point of view. Maybe change your own mind, and in doing so, change other minds too. But remember, you have to start somewhere to get anywhere. Thank you.